Hi guys, it's Geordie here from Crash MotoGP, and today we thought it would be apt to discuss whether or not Joan Mir can win the World Championship without winning a race this season. With 3 races left until the end of the season, it is becoming increasingly more likely that he will become the first rider to ever win a championship without taking a race win in MotoGP. So before we get into it, just a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button for more cool content. So we came up with some questions to ask our Crash MotoGP team to see what they thought of the current situation. To begin with, just how significant has Mir's pathway to winning a World Championship been?
If Joan Mir wins the 2020 MotoGP World Championship without winning a single race, well, we cannot help but be impressed. Even Jack Miller says it would be, and I quote, pretty cool if he did. Ironically, the one person who isn't so impressed is Joan himself. He's been saying for several rounds now, even before he was leading the championship, that it just isn't feasible to imagine someone winning a MotoGP world title without winning a race. As such, this remains his primary goal, he claims, is to win a race, not necessarily the title. To be fair, you can understand his point, but a winless Joan Mir shouldn't discredit the gravity of his potential title win. Indeed, Fabio Quartararo may have been relatively unknown coming into his rookie season in 2019, but Joan Mir, also a rookie last year, actually came into the Premier class with quite a bit less experience than the Yamaha man. In fact, this is only Mir's 5th GP season in total. That's 2 in Moto3, 1 in Moto2, and this being his 2nd season in MotoGP, which not only demonstrates his rapid rise to the top, but is a credit to Suzuki for spotting him early and taking him on and taking a punt on a relative noob. In a word, no. Now, there have been extenuating circumstances. We do only have 14 races here, rather than 20 or 21, and the sheer competitiveness and depth right now goes a long way to explaining why some riders can finish on a podium one weekend and finish outside the top 10 the next. But a winless MotoGP title, well, that will be unprecedented. Nicky Hayden won his 2006 title with a relatively meagre 2 wins to his name. In fact, he'd only actually win 3 in his entire MotoGP career, but otherwise all champions at the highest level have had either 3 or more wins since 1952, when seasons were shorter than 14 races back then. It has been achieved in other classes though. Emilio Alzamora won the 1999 125 GP title with no victories to his name at all. With this in mind, you can understand why Joan Mir, who hasn't won a race since 2017 Moto3 title-winning tilt, wouldn't want to necessarily win the 2020 title on the strength of consistency rather than raw speed alone. This is huge for Suzuki. Pre-season, there were murmurs that tweaks to the regulations have worked in its favour, but Suzuki is operating on a budget smaller than that, say, of Honda or Ducati. While it doesn't have a satellite outfit to help push on development or give it flexibility when it comes to nurturing young riders. Instead, by keeping a compact setup, one that's focused all of its resources and attention on developing both Mir and Alex Rins on a particular bike, Suzuki has produced a machine that handles almost as sweetly as a Yamaha and is certainly no slouch in a straight line too. Better still, you can see this is a working relationship at Suzuki that fosters a healthy environment. Alex Rins doesn't pause when asked whether he'd help Mir if he needed to in a title battle, and Mir responded exactly the same way. These are 2 riders that are absolute brand ambassadors for Suzuki. Are you watching Ducati? Now, statistically this is a huge opportunity for Suzuki too. You have to go back to 2000 for the last time it won a Premier Class title with Kenny Roberts, meaning this would be the first modern era MotoGP title under its name. In all, this could actually only ever be its 7th World Championship title ever. So, regardless of how potentially it gets there, there are few, if no one, in racing that would begrudge these relative underdogs from succeeding into 2020.
So what do you think? Can Mir win the championship without taking any race wins? Does it undervalue the championship if he does so? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Crash MotoGP.